We've gathered questions from Twitter, from the official forums, from some folks here. So the first one is from Kayloon. What is the size of the Elsweyr zone in the Elsweyr chapter?
Big.
The general size.
Compared
to the other areas.
Next question.
It's about the same size as Somerset. So it is a full zone. There's tons of content, tons of places to go and explore. So you're not going to be hurting for places to go and explore.
And there's public dungeons and delves and world bosses and all the cool stuff.
And dragons.
And dragons.
And necromancers.
We have a lot of questions about dragons that we'll be answering in a little bit. Universe on the forums was asking a lot of questions about the new Daedric artifact system. So we talked a little bit about it yesterday during our live stream. He had a lot of very specific questions. So what exactly are the powers that the artifact can bestow? And you can start with that, and then we'll kind of keep going.
When you pick it up, there'll be a damage dampener, so you get a little bit of time to run around and kill and have fun, not get killed directly right away. The first attack is an AoE cleave. It does a knockback as well, so you're like Sauron. It's pretty badass. The second one's a direct damage. Third one's a charge. Fourth one is a group buff that gives you expedition, stamina restore. And the fifth one destroys keep walls that I talked about a little bit yesterday.
That's badass, too.
It'll rip down a keep wall like in 15, 20 seconds.
Oh, it's really cool.
It's pretty quick. And the last one's an ultimate where you basically turn into a whirlwind cyclone. It does AoE damage as well as like chain pulls people in. So it's pretty brutal.
You're like the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
Except things come to you instead of running away.
Yeah, they can't run away.
We already said that the Emperor is not going to be able to pick this up, correct?
Right.
Correct.
Yep.
What happens when you try?
What happens if you try?
You die in real
It goes.
You just can't.
It disconnects your game. It
You
just
just
unplugs. Your computer just shuts down. No, it'll just tell you can't pick it up while you're an Emperor. Just an error message that appears in the top right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Denied.
Have you determined yet how often this is going to spawn? Because it's not going to be up 24/7.
No, it's something like we're talking maybe 5 to 6 hours, but that's subject to testing, seeing if that's enough, seeing if it's too little.
Kind of like everything right now is we're in the tuning and testing phase.
Yeah.
So.
But on average, maybe every 5 to 6 hours per campaign. It's not like universal, only 5 to 6, only one in one campaign. It's per campaign that time.
And is the AP gain of the player who's holding it, is it the same or does it get reduced or increased?
It's the same AP gain as you would get, It's just as if that doesn't change. It's just the feeding of the thing so it doesn't kill you is dependent upon earning alliance points.
And we also talked a little bit about how this is going to spawn randomly throughout Cyrodiil, right?
Yep.
So
There's a bunch of locations all throughout Cyrodiil.
You want to find it and you want to get it.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It'll have some smarts to make sure that your team, your alliance doesn't have an Emperor already crowned, that you're not winning the campaign, to kind of give the underdogs a bit of a shot to fight back.
Yeah. Cool. Can't wait to see it.
It's going to be fun live.
Yes.
It's definitely going to add another layer of chaos to Cyrodiil.
Yes. There are a couple achievements that are attached to it as well. But
Really? Achievements?
Yes.
Cool. So this is from Axmalexia. What was the idea to choose Elsweyr as the next chapter? How did you all come up with that?
A lot of times what we look at, and we talked a little bit about this on the 25th panel yesterday, where we think about story and feeling first, and then we start to dig into where the location could be. And for us, because we wanted dragons to come back, and we thought the Halls of Colossus would be a really great place to have dragons. Halls of Colossus is in Elsweyr, and they just kind of married together perfectly. It was also a place that we wanted to go to for a while, and we're slowly kind of filling the map up.
Ooh, cool. There's still more places for us to go.
There's tons more places.
There's always a place to go.
Absolutely.
The next question. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this, but it starts with Neo.
Neo Auspex?
Sure. We'll go with that. Brian, are you still considering adjustments to Siege based on the performance increase caused by that Siege glitch that we had recently? It wasn't really a glitch. It was more of a bug, kind of an unintended thing.
It was unintended, but it did make us look at Siege damage in champion-enabled campaigns. So we're increasing the damage in CP campaigns by about 30% for Siege to kind of accommodate for the fact of how much mitigation you can get from the champion point system. So we turned it up a little bit a couple patches ago. to make it more on par with how no CP siege functions, we're cranking it up again. It's not going to be what it was when the bug existed.
Yeah, it's not going to be
it'll hit harder.
Yeah. There was a question in Twitch chat going back to the Daedric artifact. They were kind of asking what's the timer like? How long do you have to wield this thing? Because we said we kind of have to keep feeding it with kills.
Yeah, it'll live in the world for 30 minutes at minimum. So if Mike's carrying it and it's only been in the world for maybe 15, 20 minutes, if he dies
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. If it dies by...
When he dies.
By either it killing him or somebody else killing him, it'll drop in the world for that first 30 minutes. After that 30-minute period is done, if he had it for longer than that, it'll just vanish and go away. So there's a minimum 30 minutes that this thing will exist, regardless of who's wielding it or how many times people drop it and pick it up. After that 30-minute time frame, it's all a matter of how long can you survive with it before it disappears.
Yeah. Does it incrementally kind of go up and require more as more time goes on?
As you're holding it, the feed rate increases.
Yeah.
So it makes it harder and harder to hold on to.
Cool. All right, so this one is from Red Spectre 23. It's about jewelry crafting. Are there any plans to take another look at jewelry crafting in the game, either rebalancing the master writs or adding hirelings or modifying the grain system?
We have heard people's feedback a lot on kind of the balance point of jewelry crafting and the writs and whatnot. So it's something we're going to take a look at. Don't have any concrete plans for it yet, but we hear you all.
But you're aware of the feedback.
I get mails all the time in-game from people that are like, here's a writ for you. And it's like, I get it. I get it. We'll take a look.
So send all your stuff in-game to Rich.
That's what he just said.
So make sure he
I'll just send it all to Inklings.
That's what I heard.
Is that 54 writ jewelry crafting? Good luck.
The next question from Shadow Hovo. He's saying that we know that the justice system is going to react to some of the Necromancer abilities that are coming, but he's wondering if there's going to be similar reactions to other abilities that are viewed as illegal in Tamriel.
Here's a skeleton, but fuck it, there's a bunch of Daedra over there. We don't care about them. Right?
So Necromancer is our top priority, and then after that we're going to evaluate. So we like how the Necromancer feels, but it hasn't gotten outside of our walls. So we want to see what the players feel like, how they like it, and then we'll kind of go from there.
I think part of that's also like introducing the Necromancer and introducing this mechanic is something that it's really easy to do. Going back to the game and saying, okay, all this stuff you used to be able to do, you can't do that anymore.
Right.
It's a
change.
It's a challenge, yeah. So.
Yeah, if you're a
what
Necro
abilities
in
they
town.
would want to make. Dragon leap.
Yeah, you can't have your sork pets or
Stuff
something.
like that. You know what? You're walking around shooting fireballs at your hands. That's cool, but a skeleton.
I think the big ones, the big ones that make a lot of sense are potentially werewolf and vampire. Those are the two you get a lot.
I've seen that a lot.
But again, we're going to focus on Necromancer for now.
Yeah.
Hey, watch it there with that wall of fire. Is that a skeleton?
All right, this is by Yaki Daffy. Brian, this one's for you. So how will the Alliance lock work?
How will it work?
Yeah. Elaborate, details.
So when you first go into a campaign, which is Alliance locked, which we talked about, are the two 30-day campaigns, you'll get a message that says, hey, you're getting ready to go into an Alliance locked campaign. Are you sure you want to do this? You're going to lock it for insert Alliance here. Then you'll say yes or no. And if you say yes, you go into the campaign. Any other characters on your account, you'll look at the campaign listing, and it'll say if it's locked for your campaign, for your alliance or not. There'll be a little lock symbol. I saw somebody was asking about, well, if guest removal is gone, what if you just double-click on a campaign that's alliance locked?
Yeah.
That's where that messaging appears. It tells you, hey, you're getting ready to go into one. The same thing appears for if you want to home a campaign that's alliance locked.
Yeah.
So you get a ton of messaging stating, you are getting ready to lock this for your alliance. Are you sure you want to do it?
You will know for sure.
You'll know, yeah.
So when this update comes out, like let's say I have characters in different alliances all on the same campaign right now, what happens?
Well, we're nuking all the campaigns that we have existing right now. We're going to be opening up
kind of
4 brand new ones. Yeah, there'll be 4 brand new campaigns. There'll be a 30-day CP, a 30-day no CP, a 7-day CP, and a 10 to 49. And then there's going to be 2 Imperial City campaigns. One will be CP enabled, one will be no CP enabled. And the 7-day and the Imperial Cities will be non-alliance locked, as well as the 10 to 49. The only ones which will be locked will be the 30-dayers.
Cool. Okay.
Yep. There'll be lots of messaging in game. You can't accidentally be like, "Hi,
Yeah.
I joined that one by accident."
Cool. Shadow Akula was asking why dragons now and why in Elsweyr.
Because they're cool.
They're just curious.
Yeah.
How do they fit into the lore?
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
I mean, they're
Always why not?
big, badass, iconic creatures, and it was kind of the one big thing we didn't have. But
And players have asked about it
as to
forever.
why we've kind of waited this long, we needed to develop our pipelines. We needed to develop, the institutional knowledge in order to, build this stuff. Dragons have not been easy.
No.
They've been very hard to build, and it's taken the team a very long time to
Smart
do it.
is it the
beasts?
size or is it because they fly?
There's a
or
lot
It's
of-
all of these things.
Yes.
So there's
to all of
everything.
those questions.
It's the concept of flying,
Yeah.
and when dragons are in flight, it's the to us they seem little things, the banking, the turning,
Right.
the head look, all of that stuff.
What if you kill one and it's in the air and it's flying? Like, what happens then?
There's so many different unique positions that a dragon could get into, and it has to look right. It has to look believable,
Yeah,
and that takes time.
Yeah.
it does.
Is how they fit into the lore kind of a spoiler?
Well, I kind of touched on that a little bit with the Halls of Colossus.
Yeah.
But that is very much, if you want to go and figure all that stuff out, go play the prologue quest right now.
Yep.
There you go.
It explains it all.
Open to
We do
everybody.
explain it.
Mike tells you everything all the time.
I do. I tell you everything all the time. I spoil everything.
Brian, another one for you. This is from Douse. Can you talk a little bit about the stamina morphs for Necromancer?
There's a bunch.
Skeletal archer.
That's
That's
actually
so
pretty
cool.
awesome. Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty
honestly,
awesome.
Pick a
to be
couple.
fair, there are a
Yeah.
lot of stamina morphs. And again, getting back to sort of what we talked about yesterday with learning from the Warden, like giving people more stamina options was sort of ingrained in our head to make you want to have as many necro abilities on the bar as possible, to have you have that feel, to reinforce what Rich was talking about with the necromantic feel of raising the dead and making sure that, like, as a stamina morph, you still felt as a necro. So that's why we made them more poison/disease based. It feels good to have a good mix of stamina class abilities on the bar with a little bit of weapon abilities, as opposed to a ton of weapon abilities and a
Yeah.
little bit of class
I
stuff.
think
so that
that-
was the main impetus.
And it's also not just, oh, this just does physical damage anymore.
Right.
It's the stamina morphs morph the ability into not just using stamina, but it does something that benefits stamina
Yep.
classes.
Right.
So
Yes.
it's
So
not
it's good
just
synergy.
right, and when you morph it to stamina, you're not just I'm just now
Oh, I
doing
do
physical
stamina for
damage.
the same thing.
Right,
Yeah.
it's actually giving you something else.
I think, to add to that, I think one of the really interesting things about the whole development process for the Necromancer was, when we brought the class reps in, we had the Necromancer, and they played it, and they were like, this feels really good, this is cool, but we wish we had some more stamina more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the whole mage into
Yeah,
the
turning
archer,
into a
like,
skeletal
that was
archer,
one
that
of the
was
class
big,
reps'
yeah.
bit of feedback. And then when the influencer group came in, we had made those changes, and they got to play the changes,
Yes.
and they were like, yes, this feels
good.
Yeah.
So the Necromancer has had a whole bunch of lessons learned to
Lots
it.
of
and-
iteration applied.
Lots
over
of
the course
iteration.
the game.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And we'll continue to get more on PTS.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Rich, I saw somebody asking in chat, where's your tattoo? What's going on with that? So if you guys don't remember, this was from the Elsweyr announcement stream. If we reached a certain threshold, Rich agreed that he was going to get a tattoo. And right
had
now, I
it
don't see a
right
tattoo
away,
on you
too.
anywhere.
No, so it takes time, and I'm going to give lots of excuses, but I actually have a consult for my tattoo in April. So it is
it's coming.
in
He's
progress.
doing it.
It is in progress. It may take a while. What I
gonna go on
want
your
is, yes, what I want is potentially going to be very large, so it's going to take some time. But at least that process has
So
started.
fun.
And we will record it one way or another for you.
Yes, we will be there.
And then release Rich's tattoo soundtrack, so everybody can hear it.
Me screaming
Yeah.
and crying because
Oh, you'll be fine.
I can't stand needles. So.
It's not that bad. I have one on my chest and my arm.
You know they're going to have to shave your legs for this, right?
Yeah, well, at least one of them.
He'll be able to swim faster.
All right, so next question from Victus. When IC gets its own campaign, and that's something that we talked a little bit about yesterday, are we going to be allowed to select a second home campaign without having to drop one of the primary Cyrodiil campaigns, or is it just one home regardless of where it is?
Yeah, there's one home you pick, but IC campaigns can't be homed because there's no keeps to take in the sense of traditional keeps like in Cyrodiil.
There's no leaderboard, right?
Yeah, the districts will still be there, but there's no leaderboard, there's no crowning of an emperor, so there's no real need to home that one. You just guessed.
You just go in and kill.
Clicking it and going in.
I mean, with guest removal though, it's just jumping in. You're
go right
jumping
in. Yeah, there's no leaderboards for it, no assigning for it or anything like that.
Okay.
This is from Sirius. So dragons.
So serious.
So serious.
So serious.
Will they be static encounters, like the world, the dungeons, the trial bosses, or will there be some flying around the zone and just
That's
wreaking
actually
havoc?
really cool.
I mean, you touch on the trial stuff.
Yeah, we touched a little bit on that trial stuff, but actually, if so, what's going to happen is when you go into the map and you look at the map to Elsweyr, you're going to see little icons of dragons flying
Actually
around.
moving around.
Moving around the map. So you're going to then be able to go, and they can land in any number of places on the map. So the goal is for you to kind of, pick one that you want to go for, and then as you go there, it'll appear on your compass. The dragon's icon will appear on your compass, so that you can kind of go there and track it, and then get it right when it lands and stuff like that. So, and it's not a static place. It's not like it's not like a dolmen. Where
it's not the Alakir dolmen run.
Right. It's not going to be an Alakir dolmen run. They can land in various places throughout.
And you can attack them when they're flying around, right? Like you don't have to
if they're flying really high, you won't be able to. Yeah. But they do various things in combat. So when they're hovering or they're on perches or something like that, you can definitely attack them. So
Yeah. If I'm just walking along a path, am I going to get scorched by one of them?
You may see one in the sky.
I mean, you have to be extremely oblivious. It's like they don't like drop out of the sun and like
and do like
that.
The fire along.
Yeah, exactly. They're on your compass.
Runs.
They're on your map. They're giant. I mean, it's not like
shadow cast on the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny, the work in progress of that dragon icon on the map is literally like a little green pixelated.
It is. It's
like
a green pixelated like flapping dragon. Yeah, it looks pretty funny.
You got to make sure it works first before you make everything pretty.
It makes sense.
Yep.
Lone Pirate asking the important question, will the stuck in combat bug in Cyrodiil finally be fixed with update 22?
We're working on it.
Yeah?
I know you guys hate hearing that phrase. We're working on it. We're working on trying to redefine what qualifies as in combat, whether you're in a group, whether you're solo, getting it like designed in a sense of these are the hard rules that we are going with going forward. There are a ton of situations where you can be in combat, whether you're in combat with a monster, whether you're in combat with another player, whether you're in a battleground or whether you're in Cyrodiil or in a trial. So there's lots of stuff to take into account, but we are starting to nail down these are the rules. We've gone and had a pass with our QA team. That's literally
had
said,
that like massive spreadsheet. Sorry, Gilliam
had
the
a huge list of this is what
spreadsheet.
actually puts you in combat in the game right now.
Yeah.
And we need to look at that and determine what we like, what we don't like, and then we're going to go from there and make a steady design of this is what actually are the rules we want to do going forward, and we're going to work on getting that sometime soon.
Cool.
So yeah, we're aware of it.
Yeah, it's a tough one, I guess, huh?
Yes.
It takes a lot of work.
But
you know what? You may as well, let's do it right.
Yes.
Fix it right.
It's a very complicated problem to solve.
It is, indeed.
I mean, as long as somebody's working on it, right?
Yes.
We're not just like,
it's not being worked on.
Yeah.
The spreadsheet Alec has is like 5 different tabs, 10 rows down of all the, when you do this happens. You're stuck in it. It's lots of stuff.
Yeah.
This next one is from Shalala A76.
Shalala.
So,
Isn't that a song?
is it?
It can be now.
Sorry.
Do you want to sing it?
No.
We have a microphone
Mike.
now for you.
What?
Mike sings.
No.
You want to sing
Not with
Brown
this
Girl?
voice.
Not until after 9.
So with the new class, a lot of people have max character slots. So how many character slots are going to be added with the new Elsweyr chapter and update 22? Like we've mentioned, one free one and then adding some for purchase. So what's the final plan?
We haven't decided on how many it's going to be, but everybody's going to get one for sure. And then we're going to play with the numbers based on database load, all the other stuff. So we're still evaluating that part.
Yeah.
And feedback of players. Yeah.
Awesome. So anybody who wants to make a Necro will have a slot.
Yes, everybody
Absolutely.
will get one extra.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Now, I know people that have deleted level 50s, Gil. already to get his names locked down for his Necro
Oh, yeah. He's got to have a good name to want to lock
Yeah,
down.
he was
really
like,
good
nope,
ones,
delete,
yeah.
like him. A couple guys back at like
Yep.
Nadav and Kyle, they've already like nailed down their names.
Yeah.
Sinbri was asking, are there going to be any new Battleground modes coming in this update?
Modes, no, but we are looking at going back to old maps and revisiting them, sort of like what we did with El Angvar, the one that just came out, where there's different map variations. It's the same basic map, but we're looking at making variations to them to make them fit more for the mode. A very keen example would be Istris, for example. Making it, if it's deathmatch, you just go to the arena. Like, we block everything off, and you only go to the arena and fight. Because that's what everybody does. But just sort of going back and revisiting old maps and saying, how can we make the maps we have tailored more towards the game modes, as opposed to one map for every mode, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a couple minor things. I see people asking, when am I getting my pet? When am I getting my drops? It will happen after the stream ends. You just have to link your PC Mac account with your Twitch account on our website, and then you'll be good to go. Somebody else in chat was asking, how do I get the Necromancer? So it's coming with update 22, which is our next update coming June 5th for console and May 20th, I think, for
June
PC.
4th.
June 4th.
Thank you. What did I say?
June 4th.
Well, June 4th.
I think
It's a
that was
day
last
early
year.
now.
Now
It's a day earlier
now
than
it's
what
even
Gina
better.
said.
Sorry. If I don't have a calendar, I'm done. But that is coming with the Elsweyr chapter, so you do have to purchase the chapter in order to get the Necromancer.
Yep.
And it will be coming to PTS the week of April 15th.
All right, this is one from Aurora oh boy. Aurora.
That's a good one.
Aurora Koimizu.
Sure.
Are dragons going to be everywhere in Tamriel with the update, or just in Elsweyr?
Just in
my
Elsweyr.
soul, they'll
This
be
is an isolated kind of incident.
In our hearts.
Yeah,
And
it's
that
an
is-
incident. The dragon incident.
That
The
is,
incident.
yes, and that is one of the things that we
There
worked
will be.
through with Bethesda in order to kind of get dragons into our timeline, because they're kind
rare.
of gone, they're rare, they're
Yeah.
kind of hidden, and so we wanted to make sure that we respected that.
Are they going to be in Tamriel? No, they're going to be elsewhere.
Oh, Jesus. You've been waiting for that all day.
It's Mike, of course he's going to say
All
that.
day.
He'll be here all night.
Don't encourage him.
Moving on. I'd rather be elsewhere.
Oh, Jesus.
We have it playable.
From Stalker, asking,
What are you wearing?
Oh my goodness. Really? We kind of broke the seal and now we're in trouble.
All right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Are you sorry?
asking, is there only going to be one campaign for Imperial City? Because there's concern about there being, empty campaigns and farming, loot, and whatever
Two.
else. So,
A no CP and a CP version.
Okay.
There will not be a 10 to 49 version. Sorry, Lobies. Imperial City is kind of high-end territory, so two of them, the population cap will be monitoring. And, I mean, to preface the question that I'm sure we're going to get later, when the Imperial City event comes around, we'll look at needing to open more Imperial City campaigns if we have to.
just to touch on real quick, not having to do with IC at all. A lot of people were asking about housing, and they really want to see the new house. It's just not in a state yet where we can show it, so sorry, but there is going to be a house coming in Elsweyr, right?
Yep, there will be. You'll find out more soon.
Yeah.
It'll be on PTS, I'm sure. It's coming soon enough. Just not ready for public showing.
Yet, yeah.
Yes.
So this is from Katinas. Will Necromancers have synergies built into their class skills and ultimates? Player base wants more synergies.
That's a good question.
There will be
They have a
synergies,
unique-
yes. There's
they have
several
the one-
synergies. What?
There's that one ability as
They have that
well.
one
There's one
ability.
that you can synergize yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true
You
too.
can use your own
So yeah,
synergy.
there'll be synergies that you can use that not only that you can give out to let other players use, but there's a morph if you want to be selfish, Rich, to use your own. You eat corpses all the time.
You
for
use synergies
repentance.
all the
I
time.
use, yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Steal corpses and
Yeah.
use synergies.
We
Yeah,
should
but
If you
rename
run
those
with
shards
him in
to
trial,
tank shards.
exactly.
that's why I have shards on my bar, though, because then I can still give you shards.
Yeah, you can't steal your own shards. Though. No. But yeah, there'll be morphs that let you give out synergies as well as use your own, which is new. Using
That is
your own
cool,
synergy
yeah.
is pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yep.
Neat. Katniss asking, will Necros have... Just kidding.
Yes, they will.
I'm looking and I'm like, didn't we just ask
Well, Necros have.
Skeletal pets. Yes.
Yes. Will they have
Lord have
spells?
mercy.
You can try again.
Long week. It's been a long week. Rope Bunny, the real next question. Wondering if Necros will be as good at healing as Templars and Wardens. And then also, follow-up question, would the Necromancer healing use corpses or maybe cost you your own health along with Magicka for healing?
So the second one I'll answer again in a second. But the first one, yes, they will be competitive with other healers. You just need to monitor your debuffs a little bit more than you would
They do it a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're good as healers.
It's
But
pretty much the Necromancer's thing is it just does a lot of things a different way.
Yeah,
So
they tank a little
this is apples
differently,
and
they
oranges
do
kinda
damage a little
comparison
differently,
in a
they
lot of
heal a
ways.
little differently, but they're going to be competitive.
they're effective, yeah. We've had
Very
necro
much.
healers, like when the class leads were in Mazel. He played a necro healer in Battlegrounds, and he was really effective as well.
Cool.
So they are effective, they're good. And
In balance
that's-
testing for trials, one of the healers in the trial was a Necro.
Yep.
Partly for
that-
the
that
ult.
res is
Partly
pretty
for the
nice.
ult, but
Yeah, the ult.
Res for the heals
In
was
case
good.
anybody's curious, the ult is it's mass res, where it can res up to 3 of your friends. Just like get up, like
Yeah.
there's no like, do you accept? It just force reses them back right up. So it's a battle res, as it were.
Cool.
Yeah.
So they pop up immediately once they use that ability?
I mean, there's a little
They
animation
have a little.
to it.
They have a little.
but it's-
Do you turn
immunity,
into
too.
a ghost first, or?
That is one of the things we are testing right
Yes,
now.
Yeah.
that's why
We're
we're
testing
I
that.
know when I'm running.
Because you get res up
when
and
I'm
you
running
die
my
right away.
dungeons
Yeah.
And like somebody pops a res for me. Like, I'm not resing
Hold
if
on
there's
a
a bunch
minute.
of shit flying around. It's like, oh, wait a second.
Right, Mike? There's a lot of shit flying around.
There's a lot of red on the ground. Why'd you die? Right.
What was the second part of that question?
Oh, would necro healing use corpses or cost your own health along with Magicka?
Yes.
A mix.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
Yes-ish. Yeah.
I mean, the Necro Corpse mechanic is ingrained into all of the different like skill lines. So
Right.
every skill line is going to use.
There is one ability. It's not here, but in terms of the health cost. But we've since done some changes on the Necro balance passes where one of them will cost health,
Yeah.
Okay.
and it's in the healing.
Cool. Lindsay would like to know what will be the currency for unlocking Skyshards once you've already unlocked them on your first character?
It's crowns.
Crowns? Okay.
There you go.
And time. You have to get the achievement. So
Yes.
time. You got to
You
get
have
the
to have already
achievement.
gotten
It needs to
one.
expand.
It's a crown store feature.
Wow.
Okay.
Devil Dog asking, with IC being made into its own campaign, are you going to be able to have 2 different campaigns, or do you have to kind of bounce back and forth? I guess we already kind of talked about
covered
that a
that
little
one,
bit.
Yeah.
Is the campaign going to go off Telvar or Alliance points?
Well, there's no leaderboard, so you still
Yeah.
earn Telvar and Alliance points just the same as you would as it is now. So yeah, it doesn't like go off on a particular thing. It's
Yeah.
Okay.
same as it is. Just going to be a lot more people in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's
A
taking
lot
the
more.
population from all the campaigns that we have and compressing it into only 2. So it'll be busy, which is the whole
Hopefully.
point. Which is the whole point.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Kill some people in the sewers.
Good luck.
All right, this is from Death Stalker.
That's side-eye right there.
Yeah. What's this is kind of a follow-up to the Skyshard question, kind of elaborates on it. So in regards to the Skyshard change for alts, where you can unlock it, do you have to buy it once and it applies to every alt, or do you have to buy it for every alt you make? And then will it only be for Skyshards to start with, or are there other things that you're planning on letting people buy, like horse speed and stamina or carry capacity?
So it is character-based, so it's on that character. And right now, we're just trying to prove it with Skyshards. And then we're going to
See how
watch
much
player
people like it.
feedback and then go from there. I think one of the kind of next logical steps could be skill lines. So think Sigic Order, things like that.
Okay, like Mage's Guild, Fighters
Stuff
Guild.
like that
Okay.
is kind of
Okay.
the next logical step. But
Undaunted.
we have to prove the technology first.
Yeah,
Undaunted.
it's really a convenience thing, yeah.
Can you gift that?
Oh, it's a
Or
good
is that
question.
not been figured out yet?
No,
No,
you can't
it's
gift it because it's
based
based
on
on
your
your
character.
progress
Yeah,
and
it's
your
based on your
account.
Yeah,
progress.
Right,
that's
that
what I
makes
figured. Just making sure.
Yep.
You know, we always have people kind of asking, what's the status on the performance fixes?
Yes.
Because we kind of touched on it a little bit a couple months ago during the announcement stream. Are there any updates that
Especially
you would
on
like to
console.
give? Yeah.
We are making progress, slowly but surely. The combat team has done some things to kind of help a little bit.
Right. The flat bonuses instead of percent bonuses helped a bit.
Yeah.
In Cyrodiil, in update 22, to save some overhead, especially for the client, we made towers non-destructible anymore. So they'll just only be in their full state, which cuts back on some memory because it doesn't have to store all those states. And one of the little-known secrets that veterans of PvP know about, the tops of the very large keeps will no longer be destructible as well. So this is stuff which all saves memory and makes the client run a little bit smoother.
But we're not done. I mean, we know
Yeah.
we have things to work on.
Yep.
We're working on those. We have some big things that are hopefully going to come in towards the end of the year.
Cool.
But we have to test it first to make
Yeah.
sure. But we're working on things.
So basically,
Yeah, we've been working on
some
a lot
things
of it.
will be coming
Right.
in 22, but a lot of the more noticeable stuff
Yeah,
is
the
later on
stuff
this year.
that I talked about at the launch stream, which was like fixture loads and characters, those are the biggest offenders, and they take a lot of time to kind of go through and rework. And so that's why those are going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's also multi-pronged where it's not just data. Sometimes it's coding. Sometimes
Yep.
it's effects. Sometimes, and all those things kind of come together.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and with that, like some of the skill lines in the champion system, we started to convert over
Yeah.
to be calculated a little bit better in terms of server side versus client side. So there are some changes that are coming. It's just little bit by bit.
Yeah.
And a lot of them aren't necessarily player facing directly.
Right.
It's just all under the hood stuff. So it's coming.
Well, looking forward to it.
Slowly but surely, it's coming.
So going back to the locked Cyrodiil campaigns, this one's from Zero.
There's a lot of
So with the Locked Alliance campaigns, like let's say I have a lot of alts and I want to PvP with all of them. Does this mean that I can't play with all of my characters in a 30-day campaign? Or like do I have to play in a no CP campaign with some of them?
The direct answer is yeah.
Yeah.
You can't play them all on a 30-day anymore.
Right.
You would have to go into the 7-day
Right.
if you want to do that. Some of the
Or do
some of the
Battlegrounds.
patterns we've seen where people switch from side to side because they want to flip the map and there's something else to do, so they flip it back and flip to another character. We did talk a lot about play with your friends and whether that behavior was more important versus the behavior of emperorship farming / selling to people.
Yeah.
So a lot of that we took into consideration, and we're targeting the 30-day campaigns first with this, and we'll see how it goes. Like a lot of the things we try to do with the live environment, like when we did the no CP across the board except for one campaign, we saw a lot of people flooded into the CP campaign and kind of backed up the queue for it. So it's all, and we backed off of that change. So this is another one of those attempts at, this is a problem that people have noted for a long time. Let's put out a shot at trying to fix it, because alliance switching is something that people have griped about for a long, long time.
And
Yeah.
it is a campaign setting.
Yes,
like
and
it's
we
a
can
rule
shut
set on
it
the
off. It
campaign,
is
so we could
possible.
turn it off if we wanted to.
Yep.
But
Okay.
we're going
And
to turn it
people-
on and
See how it goes.
People don't remember, we launched with
We did.
alliance
Yeah.
locking.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and there's a follow-up question from the same player. Will the Res Ultimate that we were just talking about for the Necro, will it work any differently in PvP versus PvE, or is it the same?
No, it'll work the same. It'll pop people up right away.
Yep.
We're talking.
there's a
we're
target cap
experimenting
on
with
it,
the
though. Like,
time.
if there's 50 people in there and you drop it on there, only
Yeah. It's not gonna
3
get
are
all
going to get
50.
raised.
Yeah.
It's 3, yeah.
Yeah.
How many?
It's 3.
Three?
Three
Okay.
people, yeah.
One of the morphs of it, though, is when you resurrect them, like blast bones will pop up from them as well and run around and kill stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So the morphs aren't you res more people. It does different stuff when you res them.
That's interesting. So I could see people running a couple different Necros in trials to have that functionality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said, we had
yeah.
we had that one necro healer, and
Just save the raid.
all the time. It was just, oh,
Yeah.
all right, res everybody up.
This
So
is your
it's just
job.
funny because now groups coordinate where they're going to die. So it's really great.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
great. It's great.
Going back to my phone. Lord Dexter was What?
I'm laughing at his coordinated dying.
Coordinated death.
That's the kind of coordination we want. We want them to live. But at least when they coordinate when they die, that's half the battle.
Group hug, indeed.
Group hug die.
Group hug.
That's one of your mechanics. Everyone says hug, hug.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
you'll have to
hug,
kind of
hug,
pile in.
Hug.
Lord Dexter asking, will the next chapter have sets other than proc sets?
Where were you holding that?
There are.
He's prepared. What is happening?
That's
He came prepared.
No, that's a proc set.
You're
That's
killing
about
me.
it.
You're
Maybe.
killing me.
that's a proc set.
Okay. No, actually, in all honesty, there's maybe 2 or 3 out of.
Like none of the trials are proc sets.
Yep.
None of the trial sets.
A
are
lot
proc
of them
sets.
are just straight stats, like
Are all of those
Draugr Hulk.
new item sets?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all
Like
new
4
items.
pages of new
These will
items
be in
sets?
patch notes. Oh, I just flash it real quick. You got to flash it and hold it
Super
on your
secret
screen.
stuff.
Yeah, like Draugr Hulk, which is all max stam. We made a Magicka version of that.
Yep.
There's some where like while crouching you restore. So we're very aware of proc sets as an issue, and we are culling back on the amount. Of them.
How many new item sets are we looking at?
Approximately.
20-something, right?
More than 2.
Well, he only has 4
10?
pages.
Well, we
4
redid
pages
some old
worth?
ones. That's the trick. Like, there's new ones coming out. There's 3 new overlands, 3 new crafted, 4 trials,
and
then we updated some old ones
whole
like
bunch.
Withered Hand, Warlock, Essence Thief, Trappings,
there's a
Leeching
lot.
Plague, and Affliction. We address all those to make them more Necromancer-y themed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So it's not just new sets. We went back and made some old ones feel
made
more,
some adjustments to old sets too.
to more necro-y.
How
They'll be in
very,
patch
how very
notes.
Necromancer.
Here, you want, Gina, you want patch notes?
We
Yeah,
revived
right.
old
Here's
sets.
things.
We revived
Now we
old
can get
sets.
started.
That's exactly
Get
what
to
we
work
did.
finally.
I know where those have
I'm
been.
gonna snoop actually.
Ooh.
We had a lot of. Jesus, how many pages is this?
It's a lot.
It's like 5,
He just
4 or
said
5
4.
pages.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Nice.
Wow, look at that one.
She's happy about the proc set one.
You're
Ooh,
such
you
a
guys
troll.
are in for a treat. You know what? It's like 3.5 pages because this is not really.
Okay.
Well, now everybody just saw it because you showed it on camera.
Freeze frame.
Somebody will.
Yeah.
We did. I don't know. The camera's pretty far away.
Yeah.
Unless we like held it up to this one. We did have some people asking, are there going to be new furnishings? Are there going to be new motifs? Kind of the usual thing to expect. And
Yes.
there
New
are all of those
costumes.
things. Yeah. Yeah, and that'll be, again,
That's it.
on the PTS.
Yes.
It'll be detailed out at that point. So I think that just about wraps it up.
Yeah.
Unless you guys wanted to kind of talk about anything else. Oh, there was one question. Where was
Hey,
it?
Mike, would you like to answer
Let me
a question?
multitask here.
Sure.
There was somebody asking, will the facsimiles spawn as necromancers in Hoth? Halls of Fabrication.
So,
good question.
Halls of Fabrication, that, for those that don't know, is the Assembly General fight, scans a player, spawns a copy of their class and their weapon set. So that was created before Necromancers, so we won't have Necromancers in their facsimiles, but when we made it, we put in a failsafe so that it can spawn something if it doesn't recognize the class.
Oh,
so
neat.
there is
So
going to be a unique
No all
facsimile.
Necromancer raids to
No
cheat the
all
mechanic.
Necromancer raids to get Necromancers rezzing other people.
Yeah, yeah.
It rezzes the Assembly General at the end. It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be awesome.
No.
We did have a lot of people asking about, like, are we going to see so-and-so in Elsweyr? And we just kind of don't want to spoil a lot of the story. So, you
You'll
know.
see Rich in
Rich
Elsweyr.
did say there's going to be recurring characters.
Somebody saw somebody over there playing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was great.
they-
She was
Yeah,
very
I did
excited.
She was very
The
excited
characters
about that.
that we wanted to make sure everybody knew that were coming back, we kind of talked about already. And
We
then
did, yeah.
there's a bunch of others that we didn't want to spoil. So
Right.
happy hunting.
It makes sense. And everybody that is playing here at the event, like, you're not under an NDA or anything. So everybody who has already played hands-on, they're free to kind of share their opinions
With the caveat.
to the masses.
Yep.
Just don't spoil
With
the
the
main story.
caveat, yes.
Well,
With the
there's
caveats
that.
that this hasn't been through balancing. This is
Right.
an old build.
It's
None
an
of these
old
numbers
build,
are right.
yeah.
Yes,
I did
yeah.
have a group of, was it 3 or 4 people that tried to run through Sunspire. It was
Yeah.
fantastic. They,
Smack.
I think the
Fantastic.
best group killed one
Of the trash.
of the trash bag. Yeah. So, you know, it's a bold attempt.
Oh, you know what? There was one I saw in chat a little bit ago. Were-lions.
Uh-huh.
Are we going to see any of those?
What?
Were-lions?
Were-lions.
No.
I saw that in passing.
No, we have some of the first stocks, but there's no were-lion.
There's not like werewolves.
Yeah,
we didn't go down that route for Elsweyr.
Yeah.
Thundercat is what they want.
All right. Well,
Cringer.
yeah, so
I heard a
just
squeak over there.
To kind of piggyback on what Finn was saying, like I saw some people taking screenshots of when they were playing today, and that's totally cool. But again, with the caveat that this is still kind of in development,
Right.
it's not completely
Right.
done yet.
Yeah.
So like any tooltips you might have seen from like
Necro
abilities
other
or
classes that
whatever, they
people
may
have
not
made.
be done yet. So
Everything's
just,
subject to change.
yeah,
Right.
keep all that in mind, please. I think we are